Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Art of Affirmations. We're here today to discuss that power. Affirmations are all about being aware of your own emotions. So take a moment to really check in with yourself and determine how you feel at this very moment. If you'd like, you can drop it in the comments below or you can private message me. There's no judgment. An affirmation is a positive statement used to challenge negative thoughts. Sometimes they're automatic negative thoughts that we grew up with. Affirmation as a word, and in and of itself, refers to the act of showing that something is true. For example, have you ever nodded your head in affirmation of something someone else said? But then there's self-affirmation, which is what we're going to discuss today. And it takes it like one step further. The official definition from Webster is the act of affirming one's own worthiness and value as an individual for beneficial effect, such as increasing your confidence or raising your self-esteem. So based on these definitions, do you feel that self-affirmations would benefit you? How would you currently rate your own self-esteem? Think about that for a moment. And if you're like, you are more than welcome to share your thoughts with me at any time. But in general, we're pretty harsh on ourselves. Many of us are more critical to ourselves than anyone else, even people you dislike. Why? Because we've created negative core beliefs throughout our lives. These core beliefs are based on personal experiences and the lessons we take away from them. Yeah. These beliefs can also become from observing others. For example, if you've had a parent that was highly critical, you're more likely to be that way yourself. These negative patterns of thinking develop early and become paths that our brains turn into needs, or when our brains need an answer. Something like if you've had something bad happen at work and you're trying to figure out what went wrong, and your brain will be running through old patterns and beliefs and say, you're not smart enough. You're not good enough. The good news is you can change those patterns. It just takes some practice. If you want to jumpstart on that, let me know. I have a new program out that is just that and will help you get rid of those automatic negative thoughts. You see, our brains tell us, and they're built to create information that is based on our personal interpretations of patterns and assumptions. When we don't have all the information about something, we fill in the blanks based on the information we already have. Usually this comes from what others have told us about ourselves or how we interpret others' perceptions. So if you had someone in your life who bullied you, abused you, or told you that you weren't enough, those negative thoughts tend to stick. So that's the issue with assumptions. They're not always accurate, but they can get saved in our subconscious anyway. Negative thoughts and attitudes and feelings can create chronic stress in the body, which can have serious, serious consequences. Imbalances in our hormones and chemicals in our brain and a damaged immune response are just a few of the effects that chronic stress and negative thoughts can have on our bodies. Affirmations work because of something called self-affirmation theory. This theory begins with the promise that people are motivated to maintain the integrity of their self. Therefore, people will reflect on strengths and values when faced with challenges or needs to overcome them, overcome a barrier. In other words, affirmations help to protect our egos. As people, we seek new favorable knowledge about themselves and ourselves, anybody around us, as well as ways to revise pre-existing but unfavorable views of ourselves. To seek self-affirmation, someone might post a picture to social media that will garner a lot of attention. Seek direct reassurance from someone in their lives, or use something like positive affirmations to provide that information directly to themselves. The development of self-affirmation theory has led to neuroscientific research about how the brain is affected when we self-affirm in positive ways. Even MRIs show that when people practice self-affirmation, certain neural pathways are increased in self-related information process part of the brain. This means that those who practice self-affirmation are able to effectively change the way we process and the things we process about ourselves. Positive affirmations help us respond in a less defensive and resistant way when we're presented with trials. This is because by developing a better sense of self, we basically boost our self-esteem and feel better and more capable of handling difficulties when they arise. So some of you have heard of mantras, which are similar to affirmations, but also different. I'd like to take a moment to discuss a distinction between the two. See, typically mantras are sacred words, sounds, or verses that carry more spiritual meaning than affirmations. In contrast, affirmations are described by the Psychology Dictionary as belief phrases repeated frequently, which are designed to encourage positive, happy feelings and attitudes. It's not that you're lying to yourself, but you're putting that positive influence into your life. Positive affirmations are not designed to be cures from a mental diagnosis, nor are they a substitute for clinical treatment. However, they can be a very beneficial tool. If you're struggling with anxiety and or depression, it's likely you have a negative view of yourself. So affirmations can be a great thing to incorporate into your wellness routine. So we've covered a ton. And I want to take a moment to remind you that affirmations are supposed to be completed. They're not supposed to be complicated. They're not supposed to be stressful. And they're not supposed to be a chore. I literally set my alarm clock for 4 minutes every morning and read through mine. I probably have 12, 10, 12, as many times as I can in those 4 minutes. It's done for the day. There are no rules for practicing affirmations or how often you practice, the length of the phrase, or what you say, but there are a few guidelines. Let's take a closer look. Honestly, if you'd like a copy of my affirmations that I do every day, drop your name below. I'll send them to you. They're super easy. I'd like for you to make your own, but you are more than welcome to start out with mine. You see, we go through our days being mean to ourselves without realizing it. We look in the mirror and think, yuck, but then continue through the day. We eat a donut and think, shame on you, but don't really think twice about it. When we allow ourselves to get away with thinking these thoughts, we set a precedent for our own behavior. By increasing your awareness of when and how you speak to yourself or think to yourself, you're able to connect your thoughts and begin reforming your patterns of understanding. So, becoming aware of your negative thoughts will absolutely help you. It'll help you fight to reverse them. However, these thoughts can be hard to catch because we've become so accustomed to them. If you like, start out by looking in the mirror and paying attention to where your mind goes. Are their thoughts negative or positive? Are you focused on a specific part of your body? If so, ask yourself where those thoughts came from. Was it when you were little? When you were in middle school or high school or college? Where exactly did they come from? And also consider situations that trigger negative thoughts. For example, putting on a swimsuit can trigger for many. Speaking in front of a group of people can be one too, as can approaching someone new for friendship or networking purposes. Triggers can create a whoosh of negative self talk and emotions like, they'll never talk to me. What have I got to offer? I'm so bad at speaking in front of people. I'm just going to waste their time. Have you ever told yourself any of that? So I want you to take a moment to consider what triggers your negative thoughts. What is it? If you'd like, you can share with me and we can walk through that and talk through that. It's likely that someone has the same triggers as you do, but just they don't realize it yet. If the words you speak don't have any personal meaning to you, they probably won't work. That's why I said I'd like for you to make them your own. It's also why it's important to create affirmations for yourself based on your own values and needs and your own beliefs. For example, if you're not a spiritual person, don't choose spiritual mantras. A good rule of thumb for creating affirmations is to begin with your sentence with the phrase, I am. Some other guidelines are keep it present tense, keep it as specific as possible, and be brief. Also, keep this in mind. The subconscious mind cannot differentiate between positive and negative. So, you want to be successful, don't use affirmations like, I don't want to be a failure. The subconscious will dwell on the word failure and skip out on the intention behind it. So be careful how your affirmations. So a good one would be, I am a success. Now, my rule of thumb is give myself one that I can conquer today. For instance, mine for today is I am drinking water all day today. Does two things. I can move it to my success book at the end of the day and put today's date on it, which I think everybody should have a success book. And it gets me in the habit of having momentum, of something I know I can do. It's a little tough. Do I like my soft drinks? Absolutely. But I know they're not helping me. So I am drinking water all day today. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to start maybe drinking one a day, instead of 3 a day. I've helped myself overall. I'm drinking more water, and I've got it out of my system to begin with. So, what I want you to do is maybe search online for a video game. Well, I say a video game, but a video guide of affirmations. It can be a game. If you can find a game of affirmations, I want to know about it. Or try an app like Think Up, Shine, or Unique Daily Affirmations. And then I want you to repeat so they can sink deeper into your subconscious mind. Whether you take 5 minutes to repeat or 4 minutes like I do every morning, or sprinkle them throughout the day, repetition is an important part of helping your brain soak up the information you're trying to get it. So maybe I put them on my phone, so they're with me no matter where I am. If I'm sitting in a parking lot waiting on something, then I'm going over my affirmations. I want you to spend more time focusing on you, on your affirmations, by integrating them into a meditation practice. This is a great way to intentionally spend time thinking about your affirmations and train your mind to really take them seriously. If you don't meditate, try repeating them in your head as you go for a walk, as you practice yoga, as you go for a run, as you go swimming, as you clean the house, or engage in some light physical activity. I just sit down and do them. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I need to do it along with something else. But just as long as you do them. I want you to get creative. I want you to use affirmations for your screensavers. Write them on Post-it notes, pin them up on your wall, stick them on your mirror, in your bathroom mirror, anywhere you can think of that you will see them on your dashboard of your car. And then I want you to think of what time of day is best for you. If you're finding it difficult to remember to practice them, consider incorporating them in maybe your morning routine, while you make your coffee, while you drive to work, or while you brush your teeth. So, what time of day may be best for you to do affirmations? So, at the beginning, I asked you to share an affirmation. Now I want you to share another one, but this time I want you to think of it off the top of your head and write an I am statement. You can share it with me. Remember, there's no judgment here. I'm also going to drop a list of resources or further readings in the chat. But most of all, take care of you. And remember that I am grateful for everyone that joined me today. I had such a great time coming here and seeing you and talking to you. That's what I mean. We need to connect with each other, with positive people. And I really hope you all enjoyed yourself too. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or any comments, either in the group or private message. I'm here for all of you. So take care and have a good day.